plan, new location. I'm currently in Manchester City in the UK. I'm actually here to go to a concert and I'm here from a Tuesday to a Saturday. So I'm here for quite a long time actually. I do plan on book shopping quite a bit when I'm here. So I thought I would film it and make it into a video. So I thought I would maybe film some clips of me shopping, check out some good bookshops here in Manchester and maybe do a haul at the end of this video. I do also plan to read a bit while I'm here because I'm here for quite a bit of time. So I'll probably have some mini reviews, so I'll probably do that too. I'm kind of inspired by Pride in Fiction. She did a video doing this very recently and it gave me some ideas of where to go. There's an indie shop called House of Book and Friends, which is also a cafe, and that looks really nice. And also I think the Waterstones here in Deansgate is like the biggest Waterstones in the northwest of England, so I think I'll definitely visit there as well. There's a few indie, a few chains I'll definitely explore. I've been here for an evening already and I actually checked out this kind of book cafe called Chapter 1 Books. I think I'll be in there quite a bit this week because it's this late night cafe that mostly people were there to do their assignments, I think university students, but it definitely has a reading ambience as well. So there's lots of couches and like big desks and stuff, and it's open to 9 p.m, so I think I'll be hanging out there. I quickly picked up one book already, so I picked up Powerless by Lauren Roberts and I read the first 2 chapters while I was in that cafe, so I just picked this up in the works. It's so good if you're in the UK. The books there are so cheap, like this was only £5. But yeah, I'll take you with me as I check out some shops and also other bookish cafes as well. I'll try and shop and read quite a bit in this vlog and I'll do a haul kind of towards the end. So yeah, I'm gonna get going. So hi, I'm back. So I thought I would do the haul portion of this video and just talk about all the books that I picked up. I tried to visit a few different bookshops and like I gave myself the limit of just 1 book per shop because I only had carry-on luggage, so I didn't want to do too much. I went to a lot more chains than I was expecting. One independent shop I went to that I really enjoyed was House of Book and Friends. It's only like a 10-minute walk from the Arndale Centre or Piccadilly. They had lots of new books, really popular books, and it has a lovely cafe and like places to work, and I think they host a lot of like bookish events, so really loved that. I went in looking for a specific book and they didn't have it, and they actually offered to order it for me and it arrived like really soon. I think it was within 2 days they had it delivered in. So I picked up Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I really wanted to pick this book up just because I heard such good things about it. It's about this girl called Theodora. I think it's set in like Regency England, like Bridgerton vibes, but it also has like fantasy kind of fairy tale aspect to it where there's fairies in this world. and Theodora has been cursed by a fairy and now she only has half a soul, and because of that she doesn't feel any fear or embarrassment. She's out in society as a debutante and she's like looking for a husband, but the fact that she doesn't have any fear or embarrassment, I'd say, would be very entertaining. I heard really good things about this. It's the start of a series as well, so yeah, it sounds like whimsy as well, so I think I'll really like it. So it was really nice of them to order it for me. I then went to the Waterstones in the Arndale Center, and I actually found the most books in there that I wanted to pick up, but I ended up going for Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. So this is Elsie Silver's, I think, first series. This is the start of the Gold Rush Ranch series, and I think it's set in the same universe as Chestnut Springs and Rose Hill. I think all her books are all related to each other. I really want to get to the Chestnut Springs series, but I wanted to do the first series first. I don't know who the man's name is, but I think it's Vaughn. I think he owns a farm in a small town and he hires this woman called Billy basically to save his business. I think his business is going under and they really clash, but they're really attracted to each other as well. So it sounds entertaining. I heard that this isn't as good as the Chestnut Springs series, but I would love to start from here anyway and get into Elsie Silver's books because I haven't read any of her works yet. So yeah, hopefully I like it, and I really love these new covers that they did. So yeah, really excited to get into this world. I then went to the Waterstones in Deansgate, and that's actually the biggest Waterstones or biggest bookshop I think in the northwest, and I actually didn't find as many books as I wanted in the other Waterstones. It was probably just the luck of the day or whatever they had. I did see This Time Is Real by Anne Liang, and this is a YA romance. I picked this up I think because Jodie from Vanilla Moon, she really enjoys this book. I love the sound of it. So it's about Eliza, and she writes this essay basically about meeting her boyfriend and how romantic it was, and that essay ends up going viral online, but it was all made up. She doesn't have a boyfriend at all. So I think she has to rope in Kaz, who's this actor I think in her class. He's an up-and-coming actor and he needs help with his college application, so I think she agrees to help him and he has to pretend to be her boyfriend. So it's fake dating. It might be quite silly, but I'd say it's a good time. I then went to the Blackwells, which is out by Manchester University, and it was actually really, really lovely. It was a gorgeous bookshop and like shop in general, and then it had this really nice Cafe Nero on the top, and I ended up picking up Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. So I've never actually read any Brandon Sanderson before and I would love to get into him, and I thought this would be a good place to start. So this is actually a secret project. Apparently he wrote it for his wife, I think. He wasn't intending to publish it at all, but then it must have got out there and people demanded that he publish it. So, but it's got very good reviews, so that's why I ended up picking it up. And it's based on The Princess Bride, which is a book and movie I've never seen, so I don't know the story of it. I don't know if I need to in order to read this. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'll just read it and enjoy it as it is. But it's about this woman called Tress. She lives on this little island where lots of ships come to visit, and she's this hobby of collecting cups from these different sailors that come. And I think her friend Charlie like tells her stories. He must be traveling and comes back and tells her stories. But there's a disaster on the island and she has to end up stowing away on a ship. So it sounds like a fun pirate story. And apparently there's a midnight sea where a drop of the water can cause death. So it must be interesting being on a boat and water causing death. So I'd say it'll be really exciting, but it does sound very like fairy tale-esque. So it does sound lovely. So I thought this would be a nice way to get into Brandon Sanderson. And then the last book I picked up was Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I actually ended up getting this in the Works, and I really highly recommend the Works if you're in the UK, because all the books there, they don't have the biggest selection, but it is a lot of like popular books, like I'd say a lot of book talk books. So like Powerless, everything's like £5, so I got this for £5, and that would be double or triple the price anywhere else. Definitely a good spot if you want a popular book that's not too expensive. Pick this up just because it's generally just very, very popular, and I've heard it's compared to the Hunger Games, and I love the Hunger Games. I read a bit of this while I was there and I'm having a fun time. I am enjoying it. I feel like it is a total carbon copy of the Hunger Games in a lot of ways, which is kind of disappointing. So I'm kind of trying to see it as its own thing and not compare it, but it definitely has its own strengths. It is quite different. So with this book, I am really enjoying the overall plot. Like the world is quite interesting. Like I feel like the stakes in this are very interesting. The fact that this world, people have all experienced a plague like 30 years ago, and because of the plague some people have actually developed powers. and then some people don't have powers, and the people that don't have powers, the king wants eradicated from the kingdom, and he uses his son Kai to do that. And then you have Payden, who's the main character, and she is powerless basically, and she's pretending she has a power and her dad has taught her to fight. There are these trials that kind of showcase people's powers, and I think if you win, you are set up for life, a little bit like the Hunger Games, but slightly different, as in the trials won't necessarily kill you but could. So like, I'm really enjoying that. I love a trial based story, like I really do enjoy them. There is like kind of sillier elements to this. I'm not really loving Kai and Payden's dynamic. I think it's just a bit too much. There's kind of like no build up to it at all, even though it's a slow burn. Maybe I'll like it a little bit more as I read on. I really can't give it a full review now because I'm only like a quarter in the way through. And then there's some of the writing I'm not quite liking, but I don't want to give a full review until I'm totally done, so I will obviously include this in my next wrap up as well. But I'm glad I read this while I was in Manchester because it was just like a fun, I don't have to use my brain book to read. I am enjoying it. But yeah, I'm trying to suspend my disbelief and just try to enjoy it for the fun book that it is. So yeah, hopefully I like it a little bit more. It's kind of sitting at a 3 for me at the moment. It's like enjoyable, but it's definitely has its weak points. We'll see. We will see how it goes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, I do anything book related on this channel, so book shopping videos like this one, reading vlogs, reading challenges, all that stuff. I'll link all the books that I mentioned in the description and also all the places that I went to if you're in Manchester. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.